just want to bubble. We don't want no trouble.
Bubble up.
I come here to bubble.
Bubble up.
We don't want no trouble.
Bubble up.
I just want to bubble on the ground. Bubble on the ground. Bubble on the ground. Bubble on the ground. Bubble on the bubble on the bubble on the bubble in. KMC.
Yes,
tonight is education. And we come here to teach people.
Yes, of course.
You see this next song I'm going to sing when I'm singing here right now? When I wrote this song, I just get into the boat ride business.
Okay.
And all how I try to sell boat ride they're selling at all.
Right.
People ain't booking. They only want to book on Chaja Green. They ain't booking on me at all.
Yeah.
And one morning I wake up and I say my prayers. And the good Lord spoke to me that morning.
What you tell you?
He said, you need to promote your boat ride by singing a song about boat ride.
Yeah. And
when I wake up, I start hearing this vibe around me. And I hear people on the boat singing, play the tune, play the tune, play the tune, play the tune, play the tune.
What? What was that?
I just want to bubble.
Bubble up.
We don't want no trouble.
Bubble up.
I come here to bubble.
Bubble up.
Me don't want no trouble.
Bubble up.
I just want to bubble on the ground.
Hey.
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 Bubble on a bubble and a bubble and a bubble.
Sing.
Sing. Everybody in the world wants to know. After the carnival, what a soca artists do.
What did I do?
To make money, to mind their family.
Boy.
They keep asking me.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them, I say, Marshall, sell it roll.
I was selling boat ride.
Say, Marshall, sell it roll.
I was selling boat ride.
Bunty darling, selling clothes.
I was selling boat
I
ride.
hear Saucy selling food.
I was selling boat ride.
So it's Marshall rum and I was on boat.
Hey.
Saucy food and I was on boat.
What?
They go down, they go down. I just want to bubble.
Bubble up.
We don't want no trouble.
Bubble up.
I come here to bubble.
Bubble up.
I don't need no trouble.
Bubble up.
I just want to bubble on the ground.
Hey.
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 Bubble on the bubble on the bubble on the bubble. People on the Facebook want to know. After the carnival, what a soca artists do.
What I do?
To make the change, the paper, them bands and them rings.
Oh, gosh.
They keep asking me. Tell them, I say, Marshall, sell it roll.
I was selling boat ride.
Say, Marshall, sell it roll.
I was selling boat ride.
Yes, I'm buying land with deed.
I was selling boat
I
ride.
hear the prophet selling. So it's Marshall rum and I was on board. Saucy food and I was on board. They go down the drum and say, I just want to...
Are you experiencing loss of vision or are your glasses broken? At Value Optical, we're open and we're here to help. You can have your urgent eyeglasses in 3 days with packages starting at $695. When you visit us, be mindful of the 3 W's. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Please call us toll-free 800-2020 for expert advice on your vision needs or to book your appointment. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
For some, today is just another routine 24 hours. To others, today is first page in tomorrow's story. It's the audition for tomorrow's performance. It's the spark that ignites tomorrow's change. The perseverance for tomorrow's breakthrough. The first like of tomorrow's big hit. Never take your today for granted. When life is on, those who truly believe in the power of today can become anything tomorrow.
Just be mobile. Just be.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Luis Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the line had to go on. But in the meantime, just come online with the live wire. I'm on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, Lime on the Live Wire, Saturday afternoons, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gonna be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe.
More to love, yes it's true. Pennywise, just for you. So real, get that perfect smile. Beauty's in every aisle to take care of your body. We have all you need to stay healthy. More to love, yes it's true. Pennywise, just for you.
Pennywise gives you more to love.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowpita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools.
All right. Thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new way to quick pay for your electricity. Yes, they made it easy. Just a enter your account number. 46.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Live within your means. This is one that you've likely heard time and time again, and for good reason, because of how important it is and the significance it can have on your retirement plan. If you want to avoid taking on debt, going broke, and pushing back your chances of retiring at a reasonable age, then it is in your best interest to make sure that your overall spending is less than what you are earning to make sure you are not jeopardizing your financial future. It's always easier said than done, but it's also much easier to practice when you stick to your values and don't worry about how others are spending their money. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new way to quick pay for your electricity. Yes, they made it easy. Just enter your account number. 4 clicks and it's over.
Introducing Quick Pay, a new service from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission that lets you pay your bill online with your credit or Visa debit chip card. Just enter the account number and contact information. Click Pay and you're done.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of 16th June 2021 stands at new positive cases 297. Total active cases 8,869. Total recovered patients 20,042. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 29,606. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So welcome back. Just a bit of housekeeping for you. What is convenience? Paying your Digicel bill with your debit card on My Digicel app. Now you can make your Digicel Plus and mobile bill payments on the My Digicel app with your Scotiabank, Republic Bank, RBC or First Citizens Bank Visa debit card. No need to use a credit card. We make it easy to use your debit card to pay your bill, top up or purchase a plan. Download the My Digicel app in your mobile app store today. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will be open on a limited basis to continue to provide essential eye care services to you. Our services are currently limited to emergency and critical eye care only, and we will require you to make an appointment at this time. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. Yes, it's true, Pennywise just for you, so real, get that perfect smile. Beauty is in every aisle. To take care of your body, we have all you need to stay healthy. Pennywise, yes, it's true. Pennywise just for you. Pennywise gives you more to love. And international cricket superstars Karen Pollard, Dwayne Bravo, Lindell Simmons, and Riyad Emirates, even Raymond Ramnarine and Ravi B, has all been using Omega XL for joint pain and getting great results. So, what about you? Just pick up a bottle of Omega XL right now at all leading pharmacies or call Great Health Limited at 225-0410. So live long and stay strong with Omega XL. So welcome back. You're locked on to the street, 919 FM. Mr. Dominic, Romain, and Mr. Bruce Wayne is in your company.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic, somebody just sent me something here that I don't know. Now, mind you, it has the ministry's logo and everything on it, but it's talking about the Ministry of Health advises the public that the following places would be open, and they made a list of the places. I'm not even calling because I'm not sure where this come from, because I know it is possible to, do your photoshopping stuffs and do things now, so to say.
It's fake. It's fake. There's another post going around, but the ministry has debunked it.
Okay, cool, nice.
Yes.
So you see?
Mm-hmm.
I said so the other day, I said it's just a matter of time before they use that letterhead to make the mischief.
Yes. Yeah. Never a dull moment in Trinidad and Tobago with these people. I mean, with respect to they're still making rap about the Pfizer vaccines, and the government bring that in for government ministers. And so far, Bruce, we've seen more government ministers take the AstraZeneca vaccine and so on than we've seen members of the opposition take vaccines, right?
Yeah.
Give a whole list of ministers whose pictures we've seen taken while they were getting the vaccines. But then, again, the propagandists will say, well, all we know is the vaccine they was taking, that's the COVID vaccine they was taking there. They'll probably giving them something else. But on the opposition side, we've seen a picture of Rudal Munilal. We've seen a picture of Rai Ragbir, based on what I've seen. We know that Kamala Prasad-Bissessa has not taken the vaccine. That we know. Continues to give us the runaround. And I don't know if Rodney Charles has taken his as yet. Mr. I don't want to leave Parliament in a coffin, and therefore I want my vaccine. Haven't seen any pictures, haven't heard that he has taken it either. But they keep asking why Rowley ain't take it or why Rowley ain't take it. The Prime Minister indicated originally he was told that there's a 6-month waiting period for him to get the vaccine on account of him contracting COVID, and that 6 months has now come down to 3, and he looks forward to taking his vaccine. But we know even then when that happens, they will not be satisfied, because again they're going to say that how we know is really that he take there how we so sure that wasn't some medication that he normally takes and they just give it to him in the form of a vaccine instead of a tablet or something that has not something for his heart. You can't win, right? I think the Prime Minister should just, not necessarily dismiss, but be selective, as he has been doing, in what it is he chooses to respond to. Yesterday morning he was in Tobago, and he was on, I think, Tobago Channel 5, where he would have given a comprehensive explanation with respect to where the Tobago Autonomy Bill is. And he would have clarified certain things in the bill to me very succinctly, and I think the Prime Minister should be applauded for that he's going out there and he's campaigning on this issue, because I know it is something Tobagonians are anxious, for some sort of outcome with respect to the current impasse that is taking place, one way or the other, if and when they're going to go back to the polls, so that we can have a properly functioning assembly. So, but they're making an uproar. Where Rowley, how come he wasn't in Parliament yesterday to answer the Prime Minister's questions? To answer what? For you all to come and make allegations again and tell him that he asked foolish questions. And the only thing that's upset me with them, Bruce, they have this way, especially King Clown, the clown on rollerblades, Rudal Munilal, that when he asks a question, right, he knows all of his follow-up questions would be shut down by the speaker because it doesn't apply directly to the question that he would have put on the paper for the Prime Minister, whoever, to ask. to answer. But he will say, can the Prime Minister say so? But he wants to make a statement attacking the government, attacking the Prime Minister, but he puts it in the form of a question, knowing that it's out there, people will see it, and it will be recorded on Hansard, and then he will get shut down, and he will ask another stupid question again, about 3 or 4 follow-up until the speaker will say, I will not allow that, and then, well, he will sit down. But yesterday I saw the AG took Khadija Amin to task, because again, in the parliament yesterday, and you see, when we accuse them of being liars, they know all who is liars in the PNM. I could tell you. But they can't see the liars in their own camp. Yesterday they were debating the Firearms Amendment Bill. And in her contribution, again, she accused the Attorney General of accusing people who partook in the candlelight vigil as shedding crocodile tears. But the Attorney General dealt with that matter because, remember, the young lady, Bruce, whose family member was killed by the same guy who would have been pinned in the murder of Andrea Barrett, when she went on Facebook and they're live and cuss out the Attorney General for making an insensitive statement. And then he had to now come to clear his name because this UNC group kicked out the PNM on Facebook, doctored the clip to make it seem as if the Attorney General was speaking to the persons who would have attended these vigils genuinely out of concern for what was taking place. And she came in the parliament yesterday and repeated that and said that the Attorney General was putting down people and buffing up the people who attended the vigils. And then he had to now, in his winding up, clarify that was untruth and call her out on her untruth. And he also went to pains to make the point that he gave way for her to get up and defend herself, and she couldn't, because she knows she's a damn blasted liar, right? And she couldn't defend herself, so she sat down there and he took her to task. And I would encourage people to go back on the Parliament channel and just look at that little clip where the AG is winding up, and you will see he raked her over the coals. And she had no response. And while they're asking where was the Prime Minister yesterday and why wasn't he in Parliament to answer a question, where was Kamala Prasad-Bisesta? Absent again. And she's one of the loudest voices against it, talking about the pepper spray and so on, and the government.
She wasn't there yesterday either?
No, she wasn't.
Well, okay, she take a day, Dr. Rowley take a day?
Well, right. At least we know what Dr. Rowley was doing. Yeah. He was on the road promoting the government's business. Where was she? Nowhere to be found. Right? We know. We can't say that she was there typing up a post to put out, because she doesn't do that. She relies on people like Kirkme who want them to put their foot in their mouth for her, right? And then she has to end up. I wanted to address something that she spoke about on Monday, but I'll do it in a subsequent show. But all this concern that there was for Andrea Barrett, and warranted concern, right? And I asked the question, Bruce, where is that same level of concern with respect to this young mother who has gone missing, where that story with the nurse who is alleged to have killed her and taken her daughter, or some kind of thing. So I don't know the particulars of it, but there is a manhunt now. People, they're searching for the girl, even if it's to find her body. But I'm not seeing any of the people, all the loud voices that were concerned back in February for Andrea. How come they're not concerned about this young lady? I heard Philip Alexander, I went on his page last night, I see live calling on people to come forward or anything like that. Convenient outrage. But when you tell them that they were seeking to publicize Andrea Barrett's murder, they're all up in arms. See, has a way of revealing itself in time. Have anybody on the line there?
Yes, we do. Caller, good morning.
Yes, Mr. Good morning to you, Bruce. Good morning to my former colleague from the ILP, Dominic. And I know Dominic...
So that's an interesting introduction.
Huh? And Dominic, I know you are a man. We're not even from a debate, because we come from a old school. Jack Warner, we know how to debate. We know how to discuss the issues, and we love it, because we learn from the best of the best of the best. And Dominic, the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bisesta is not the Prime Minister. So in Parliament yesterday, it's over 2 months Dr. Rowley in answer questions. The people question the over 400,000 people who vote for the opposition for them to answer. So if it's over 2 months, okay, we give you a month. But 2 months ain't come to answer question. And you know that is our constraint. We passed it by that the Prime Minister supposed to be there. And it didn't have nobody to answer for him. So that is an issue in the days to come. We will be taking it further because that cannot happen. That must not happen. No Prime Minister must do that. Second thing, we do not accept Herbert Vaughan's apology. He is the problem today. This is why we in this. Vaughan is the problem. This is why we in this today. If he now see it over 100,000 people a week who vote for the UNC, we see it last year. Okay, so we don't accept him. And I speak on behalf of Canada Minister. You will never see he on a political platform on the UNC. He's a traitor, he's a snake, he's a serpent, he has snake in his house. Because how you could come on a platform and put a snake from a jersey? How dare you? And then now you come and say you apologize. So, Dominic, we are asking questions because you see the Prime Minister doing the business. What was more important than the highest office to go and do the real people business, to answer permanent questions that the opposition have for the Prime Minister? Where was the Prime Minister? So, because you remember, we were saying that now Guy Griffith say Kamala have a 7 days weekend vacation. Because when you went and tell Jack Warner that by on what she did, he said, no, Jack Warner, him, I never tell you that. Jack Warner say, wait. You're making me a liar? I'm a professional. And Jack Warner play the tape. So when Jack Warner come out the day and say Gary Griffith, you tell me Kamala Posabita from Wednesday, oh, we can start. Gary Griffith lie and say, no, Jack Warner, I never said. That is why today I know Gary Griffith that lie bad. No, I do not trust him. So, Dominic, let me be, because they said the UNC, it's a page called UNC Cabal. And you know, you're familiar with that page because the MP for Arima, she tried to quote from that page in Parliament. You never hear none of our MP quote from the KKOD page. And yes, it has 2 pages. KKOD PNM and UNC Cabal. But the UNC Cabal is more filthier. Yes, the KKOD page might have a dirtiness, but the UNC Cabal page, when you go there, Kamala smoking weed, who kissing this boy? Oh my gosh! Dominic, have a nice day, and thank you once again.
Bruce, brutal.
It's no way that conversation would have continued without that.
Oh my goodness. What question they want to ask the Prime Minister? What do they want to ask it?
But there's no time for no asking no question, but we're not studying that right now. There are more important things to do. The question they tell them about. Ask the Prime Minister what question. What question they want to ask him? What?
Yeah, how about vaccines again? When the vaccine come in? When the vaccine come in?
We make a whole entourage about vaccine. Look at our vaccines now. We're going to ask him now.
Yeah.
We're going to ask him now.
The same questions they're asking all the time. He's well aware. I saw where Tim Gopi Singh did a whole running commentary on Facebook accusing the Prime Minister, calling for a commission of inquiry into the government's handling of the COVID and stuff and all kind of thing. Says the man, who was part of a government that I continue to repeat, their parallel healthcare system for Ebola was 4 beds in Kora. That's it. Nothing else. Right? But you all want to criticize this administration. So if Ebola had come here, what was going to happen, Bruce? We would have a long line of people stand up outside Cora waiting to get bed before that they had. Where else you were going to put the people? They have no right whatsoever to come and accuse this government of anything with respect to or to criticize this parallel healthcare system. None. But as I said, they need to keep the fire burning because they realize once the vaccines come, and vaccine hesitancy is not really that big of an issue here. Yes, you probably have a small percentage of the population who have their misgivings with respect to all of the conspiracy theories. I heard a guy yesterday on, I think it was that program at Pressure Sunday, talking about Fox News, and he saw and he heard something on Fox News. That's the worst news outlet that you could ever listen to. And then he said, well, it's not just, it wasn't. He puts his faith in what he heard because the person who Fox was interviewing was a GOP, a Republican senator, right? And therefore that gives merit to what was said. The same GOP who just this week, 2 days ago, had a press conference where it announced that they would be proposing in the Senate or in the House something called the Fire Fauci Act. So they are now bringing a bill to the US Parliament to have Dr. Fauci, who has been one of the lead doctors with respect to the US handling of the pandemic, to have him fired on an allegation that he sent money to the lab in Wuhan where the coronavirus was developed and that he sponsored that and so on, right? That's the claim of the Republicans now. So put your faith, because don't forget, it's not just the Fox reporters, it was a GOP senator that said that, so it must be true. Right. And then there's concern and people are asking, well, okay, where are the numbers coming from, notwithstanding the fact that the country has been locked down? But you see, if you listen to the COVID press briefing that they have a couple weeks ago, Dr. Trotman would have made the point that they are seeing a lot more of the infections, daily infections that they're seeing, is coming from family-related households where persons have been diagnosed positive with COVID. They are on home quarantine. But because of the home setting, it is difficult for them to social distance from the rest of the family members if it's just one bathroom in the house.
Yeah.
The person, in fact, might be sharing a bedroom, as the case may be. So not everybody's house setting is one that is conducive to proper quarantine to prevent other people in the household from getting sick. So that contributes too. So a person might be in a house with somebody who has it. They may get it, and they are, and that person is asymptomatic, and then they go out there, not knowing that they have it. They probably work in a place where that is still open, a business place that is allowed to operate, and they infect people. So I mean, just listen to the briefing, and you will see what is causing this spike. So. Yeah, bye, Bruce. Yeah. But hopefully more vaccines are on the way. I just hope that the US will kind of speed up because they did say within about 6 weeks they would have distributed these 80 million vaccines, and I think we are close to the expiration of that 6-week period. So, and somebody needs to let the members of the opposition know, because I keep seeing members of the literati commenting on Facebook about how the U.S. government said that they were giving us 800,000 vaccines, 1 million vaccines. When did they say that?
Well, I want to know.
Now, if Rudal Munilal could say that, and I'm sure a lot of them take the cue from him because they believe anything that comes out of the mouth of Rudal Munilal is the gospel truth and nothing but. So he didn't look at the press briefing, and he came and did a Sunday morning press conference and claimed, want to thank the U.S. profusely and profoundly for this 800,000 vaccines. Yes, I want to thank Joe Biden for rescuing this incompetent government and agreeing to send us 800,000 vaccines. Meanwhile, in the White House, Joe Biden is like, when I say that?
A few moments later.
Yeah.
I've been on that, I'm going on get that. Hey. They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
as the man the UNC supporting to or endorsing to replace Kamala Prasad Bisasa. You're replacing, as Jack used to say, twiddle dee for twiddle dum. I would say you're trading twiddle dum for twiddle dotish. Right? Same, yeah, no difference between the two. It's just that you'll be getting a bigger clown. But he will never become Prime Minister of this country. Ever. So.
Ed and Eddie.
That and a green donkey, as they love to say. Yeah.
Oh, God. Let me see who on the line. Caller, good morning.
Oh, morning.
Morning.
Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
And to Sharon out there. Nation, good morning. You know what has got me, right? Is that, mainstream not hooked up on, the indecency and the, how to put it, boy, the trying to cause chaos and the misinformation and the lies. Lies were hurting me, in terms of, there's supposed to be a collective consciousness. Is it that some members of, the literati and the people who just suck up to the UNC, it has talk show hosts, right? When elections come around, they're going to dust off these people, dust off their shoulder, dust off their pants and thing, and present them as if, nothing mattered in terms of how they expounded what their policies and what they believe in. It has talk show people that going and do this, going and elevate them like if they ain't do nothing in this society, and I find it greatly disappointing how mainstream not coming up against the nonsense that even if you put aside the red and the yellow and the Balize and the rise and sun and look at the stupidity for what it is. Look at it for the danger that it is. I mean, they're not doing that. They're not neutralizing themselves and pulling out and pointing out these ills that the UNC put in this country through. I mean, it just obvious it in our face. And these people avoid these issues as being, debilitating to the country and stuff like that. And that is my major disappointment in this country. And a caller made a point that when you really check it out, all this criticism about the Illuminati, not Illuminati, the 1% now. When you really check it out, everything that the UNC does defends the corrupt 1%, or any bill that is being commented, that is brought forward to Parliament. I think even if they allow the AG to pass some of the bills on water down, which it does always have to do, there's always have to water down the bill. It will catch them and all. You understand what I'm saying? And they support the corrupt elite in this country surreptitiously. Well, to me, it's in your face. They support any law that rises. The same thing happened with Mr. Patrick Manning. He rise up against the beast. And the laws they have to bring to rise up against the beast, the UNC do not support it. So I am just disappointed in mainstream media and all of them who just call themselves intellectuals and analysts and all these sort of things, given where the country is going. I'm a contribution for this morning. Thank you, brothers. Have a nice day. Nation, be safe.
Yeah, man. Take care. Bless. Thank you. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Bruce Wayne.
Morning.
Dominic, Mr. and Felix, loyal listeners and callers and all one live. Saturday here, the labor unions celebrating 84 years. But I will always point out to them, all of them broken, and they're broken for ideas also, if you ever watch here. And I will always point out to them, Mr. Vernon Glean and Mr. Selwyn John, put on a foundation in unions, and none of them will take up the baton and run with it. Imagine, we have 175,000 people waiting on these people housing, right? They don't even have You remember it in growing up, Bruce, you hear about the cooperatives?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that and all come on, but you know why? As these things start to make money, they end up bankrupting. Two of us are showing you now. That are smart men. They're trying to be smart with foolishness all the time. They have no business head. These union and them, they have no business head. Imagine, it's got closed down or metal, and they didn't come together and say, let me make sure and keep this thing running. Fine, we 500 million US to get, but all is still watching the government to say, pay for it for we, and then we go run it for all year. This is what's going on with the unions and them. They have no ideas how to bring people within a mood of prosperity. If it was Australia, I want them to concentrate this time going forward now for the next 84 years to get into business. Just as how PriceMart come and put on a whole big, take a whole piece of land and put on a warehouse from here to Neverary and fill it up with food. All they could do that, all these unions and the only thing the union good for, as I see, is to pressure the government for more money. Holding the members at ransom when negotiations collapse or the government ain't have no negotiations. They're holding the government to that. And we go pong the streets. Or let's get on a business head now. The refinery still there for to purchase. It's got still there for to purchase or to run. What is going on with all just waiting for the government to say, what is going on with this COVID right now, boy? What is going on with this COVID? And then the mantra now, Dominic and Bruce, is corruption going on. I know they're mismanaging the money. We want as this thing finish, we want a count of it. But you know, the last 5 years, 3 months and 13 days of that last UNC government, they don't want nobody to give a comfort. All the mismanagement, and it's still before my face. Thank you very much. I could talk about it, but thank you very much, Bruce.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Morning.
You know, I think a lot of people are not looking at life after this pandemic, you know, and this is something we have to discuss. Now, I want the UNC and the opposition, because, you know, there's a lot of opposition to the PNM government at this time, to tell us who are the 1%. And I know that using the 1% does favor the UNC, because they want other people to think that they're not on the side of the 1%. But that's a lie to me, right? Because who talk against the government? It's just the UNC? No. Look at their gathering. Look at their gathering. Everybody, when most people are against the government, it's only when it favors them they say something good, right? So when they tell you about the 1%, ask them who it is. There are also people who using the African people and putting hatred, like talking about white and this one and that one, right? And I want to say the caller before was right. The occupation of land in this country it's ridiculous, right? In the East, people are just occupying land and saying that they're doing agriculture, right? And I want to know if it's genuine, if they were given the land, right? Because a lot of these farmers, they farm the land, they are subsidized, they have free land now, the government land. I'm using it that way, and in the past. So they have the land, they have subsidized products for farming. Now, farming is a very tedious, it's a lot of work. So I'm not putting down the farmers. But I'm saying, is the country benefited? So are you paying your taxes? And of course, it does help the country because it's produced for the country, right? And so we don't have to import. But is that all? Dominic, you would know because you're in the accounting business and how this thing works, right, with the farmers, and I don't know how much we get from the farmers, and if the land are just used for farming or afterwards they use it to develop communities, build houses, rent it out, sell it. And I want the opposition to tell me, concerning you talk about the 1%. We want to know if you would agree to property tax so we can identify true ownership of some of the property that exists at this moment. How about this?
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I heard Kingsley a while ago, and I want to ask a question. Have you heard the opposition leader come out and condemn it? How many days now David Nackett made that statement? Have you heard anyone from the UNC come out and apologize for that David Nackett statement? So last night on our program, an East Indian lady called and said, spit on them. Kingsley called the same program. Kingsley, so tell me, do you agree with that lady? Because the host of the program had to tell she can't say them kind of thing. We go lose the license. Kingsley, so since you're calling, hear what I'm telling you? That is the level that they reach to. That they're saying spit on us. And Kingsley agreed with Nackett on some time, I think if I'm not mistaken, on Aisha program. So Kingsley, do you agree with that lady's statement last night? All you look out, They're trying to create another 1990 and use those brothers like myself to incite brothers like myself to come to tongue because they're afraid them in passing the Caroni Bridge to come to tongue. All the talk them talking, them in passing the Caroni Bridge to come to tongue. Who was in charge when we had the Black Power movement? Who controlled the Black Power movement, gentlemen? All you understand my logic? Enjoy the morning.
Mr. Romain?
Yes, sir.
Continue with the calls?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
To Sharon.
Morning, sir.
And your listeners and to my colleague who spoke before. There's so much positives out there, right? And I know you all try hard to concentrate on that, but naysayers normally with the help of the media, because like I said, I'm watching on Public TV 6 where somebody came in and highlighted some part of the parliament that doesn't make sense with Rudy Harris. Rudy doing that thing. It lasted about 15 seconds. And I'm telling them, wow, that is news. That is news where the speaker said the prime minister was granted leave. And Rudy Harrison wanted to know, did he take the prize? He speaks. Yeah, he wanted to take the prize. Like, then, he wanted to find out that. So that is news for us here. And I keep telling people, look at the bigger picture where America is back on stream because of vaccination, one. The trade, they're back into restaurants and they're doing everything, managing it pretty good. They have the little obstacles and challenges. But if you notice, the challenge you have is not so much with the right-thinking citizens. It's the wrong-thinking citizens, and sadly, it's how they're being led. So you're looking at the comparative analysis between leadership. So you're watching in America, where Donald Trump is still carrying on the mantra of a lie to stay into office, and that is, it transcends itself with even people you think you could respect not taking the vaccine because of leaders in the parliament or in the Congress. Bring it home. So she wants a commission of inquiry because she feels to make herself viable, the death, sadly, of citizens in this country is a very good bonus for Kamala Fassad to get into office. And then she has reached out, I'm sure, allegedly, to Hubert Volney, a shameless man, full in my ears to tell me, let the Minister of Health resign. Bruce, you live in a house. You might have 3 sons and a daughter or whatever children. 2 listening, 2 not listening. The 2 will have consequence. And those consequences sometimes, when people don't know, is because they wouldn't have been open to you telling your children, the 2 that were indisciplined, what they were doing, and they would have gotten into trouble. In Trinidad, where you have 280,000 people were being led by a foolish woman, telling them all kind of things about Sunland going to get COVID and so on. When they listen to her, she's going to die. They're going to die. When they die, she feels that the government is responsible. Because what? Yankee by state of emergency, it's there. You tell people to wear masks, they're not wearing masks. Bruce has stated that to me, now I want a commission of inquiry, you know. But you know what I want it for? To us to form a model. God forbid a pandemic come again. The information is there to guide us as to what we should not do or what we should do. Not Kamala Prasad. She wants a state of emergency to outline the ills to make herself viable. It's such a sad and stupid thing. I can't say, you know, nice words to these people. They're disoriented, they're crazy, I don't know what to say again, but there are people who, during this stage of pandemic, hasn't contributed one thing, except I hear Rudel Money, they'll tell them to take the vaccine. One thing to make us feel that they have a national conversation for our safety. But they want commission of inquiry and using debt, Bruce and Dominic, they're using debt as a means to which they can get themselves into office. A shameless group of people. I'm telling right-thinking citizens, you know, come 2025, when we come out of this debacle of a pandemic, go and lose the key of all your brain to bring back people like the one who spoke, the same man, and Kamala Prasad and they. All go ahead. You have a good day and listen to proper leadership from the minister, the prime minister, and the science people. All take care.
Thank you.
Well said. They will burn down the country by any means necessary.
Hello?
Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
You know, when you reflect on life, you just have to wonder if this world really runs kind of automatic, but you have a God in charge. If Kamala Prasad, the Cesar, and her bunch of bandwagoners was in power in Trinidad and Tobago in 1918 when we had the first world pandemic, it went down to Trinidad and Tobago, you know. You think about it, the way they want to govern this thing. Nobody in Trinidad and Tobago was ever around in a pandemic. They have few people who was around, but they really couldn't make any big change or different thing. But it's a learning experience. This pandemic is an on-the-job training. And as citizens of this country, I know, it has some senior people letting me down too, you know. If I come to get a vaccine, I see the place overwhelming people. If they could only give 100 vaccines per day or 50. But when I make a county, like I go in, because it makes no sense staying there. What I'm staying there to get blank? Come on next day, that is all. I have no way to go because I retire.
Sure. Right.
Gentlemen, have a good day.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Then common sense isn't so common.
Again. Can't be talking to the wall.
Yes. I must say, Bruce, kudos to the Minister of Health, the Ministry of Health. I imagine, you see, while the focus of the media and the opposition would be on how many deaths we get each day and how many new cases, there's less focus placed on how many persons are recovering. Because I would have seen that where just a couple of days ago, the total number of active cases would have been just over 10,000. We are now down to under 9,000, to about 8,800 or something. So on a daily basis, while we're only looking at 300 new cases or 200 and something new cases, what the focus is not on is that you have 300 to 400 people being discharged every day, 300 to 400 people who have been diagnosed now as being COVID negative and are now free to come back out into society. These persons would have some level of immunity by virtue of the fact that they would have gone through the COVID and they have built natural immunity. So we can add that to the tally of persons while we're waiting for vaccines, that these people have natural immunity as well. So there's positive that comes out of that. And I would also encourage people to look at the numbers of persons who have been vaccinated. Every day we see the number of persons, I think, who have been fully vaccinated is over 20,000 now. and the total number who have at least one jab in their hand is over 160-something thousand. So they are positive numbers. So don't just look at when that comes out, that notice comes out around 3:30 thereabouts. I just want to see how many die and how many new cases. No, there's positive information there too that you could focus on. So,
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Dominic.
Morning, Zina.
Hear what? You know, the focus in this country is a bacchanal, you know. Is not to help the government to give us suggestions as to what they could really do good that could have helped this country and this situation that we're in. You see the focus for this last week here? Just to hear 4 doses of Pfizer coming, that is a bacchanal. Whole week is a bacchanal. Till I hearing that the Prime Minister couldn't go to the Parliament yesterday because he must take a jab of Pfizer and he must be feeling cold. And all, I can't believe I could hear such stupidness coming out of people who getting our money to be in the Parliament and the Senate, to be going on with foolishness. You concentrated on Pfizer, who come in, who get it, as Dr. Rowley say, a jab is a jab. Where's the problem? That all day long, that is a bacchanal with vaccines. You know, there's nothing constructive being spoken in this country for this last season here in the Parliament and out the Parliament. Look, I'm so tired of the nonsense. This are really, really sad for us. Really. And yesterday I made a contribution to with Google. Not knowing, according to you know, with that real situation with what went on outside the that health center. Yeah. You know, when you really sit down and think about it in truth, you know, you really just have to get all the sides of a story, you know. When not knowing that those people, because the first question I asked, how many people they had notified? You must notify a certain amount of people that you think your health center could hold. You know, however all you put it at a time. You know, we now hearing now. This morning I hearing there from Dominic that them so sit down out there anyway, you know, that they didn't have appointment. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you really have to know the other side of the story. Well, I'll have to bring that up with Google today. Google coming in?
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming in.
Right, good. This country sometimes they realize people just like a bacchanal when they put out thing out there. It's for that. It's for a purpose of bacchanalia in this country. I'm tired and fed up with that, man. Oh, God. I now see why, and they want answers for everything, you know, and I could agree with the Prime Minister sometimes. It's just not to answer them. Let them fight up and eat up themselves. All you go and put it down on paper and ask for, what you call it, the thing where they just go to question things that way they want to do. Oh, God, Bruce, help me there. When they want to get information, Freedom of Information Act. Yeah, only put it on paper and ask for everything. I'm tired with them. Thank you.
So, guys, that's basically all the time we have for today. The word for today is divine order. I plant seeds of hope and harvest the fruit of success. To harvest ripe fruit, I must first plant a tree in nurturing soil where it can get sunshine and rainfall. The tree must grow strong before the fruit appears and is ready to eat. Likewise, when I wish to harvest the fruits of my efforts, I begin by taking good care of myself. Tending to the well-being of my spiritual self aligns me with the truth that I am a divine being, endowed with the strength, wisdom, and love of God. Before any undertaking, I ground myself with that truth, ready to take the necessary steps to bring my efforts to fruition. With patience, I plant seeds of my success, and with a grateful, expectant heart for the results of my labor to yield their fruit in season. So we do not lose heart, even though our outer nature is wasting away. Our inner nature is being renewed day by day. 2 Corinthians 4:16. So Dominic, boy, that's all the time we have for today.
Yes, for those who are still looking for the Prime Minister, I see that he is still in Tobago, championing the cause for the Tobago Amendment Bill. I think he's on some Radio Tamarind on 92.7 or something I just saw on Facebook.
Okay.
So, we can probably check him out there. I'm not too sure, Bruce, we're going on with Sunday yet.
I have to contact Glenda in a bit. So what I'll do is I'll let you know what's going to take place. But most likely you will be on Sunday.
Okay.
Right. So guys, as we say, Dominic.
Ciao.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Oh, good. Lo. The system. Let me catch my breath all here. Me playing mad in real life, I'm tired.